Good evening. This open meeting of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with deliberations of the meetings. For this meeting, the Board of Selectmen is convening by Google Meet as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please be sure to press *6 to mute your device. The meeting will not feature public comment. Please wait until I open the item for public comment and press *6 to unmute your device. All right, the meeting is open, and the only item we have on the agenda is to take the vote for making the survey subcommittee official. But before that, Ruth, do you want to give the update about the budget for the survey?
Yeah, sure. So just to let everybody know, we did find out today that we have a really small budget of about $1,000 if we wanted to do a paper survey. But what I would like, and I don't know if anybody else has any other thoughts on this, is for the survey committee to decide whether or not we want to also do a paper survey. And this is just within regards to time. So I know that not everybody has access to a computer, but given that it's already about mid-May, and if we're going to be giving the results of the survey to the different groups and then them incorporating the results into the recommendations, we might want to decide if we want to do just an electronic survey or also a paper survey as well. So that being said, we can vote on the group on the formation of the new survey committee. I think that will have to be via roll call. And Adiola, it looks like Zoya just joined. And also the survey committee will have to appoint a chair and a minutes person. And they will also have to, just like all the other committees, give Val the date of their meetings and provide an agenda and minutes after each meeting.
Ruth, I have a question.
Yes. Hi, Jenny.
Hi. Do we know at the library, is there access to public computers there now? I don't know what the status is of that.
I don't know. And I don't even know if the library is open, and Priya's not on. I'm sure she's getting ready for the 7 o'clock seminar that is going on and that will be happening soon. So maybe the survey committee can find that out and we can.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Jenny.
Ruth?
That was a good point. Yes.
The library is going to be reopening by appointment on May 17th, but there is an ability to make an appointment to use the public computers at the library, and that's been ongoing.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know. Thanks, Beth. Thanks, Jenny. So I think first what we'll have to announce is who the new, who will be a part of the new survey committee. So Adiola, do you have that list? I don't have it.
So yeah, you guys have to bear with me. Who I remember,
Malin.
From memory, it was Malind, Paula, Jenny, and Deb. I think I'm forgetting somebody, and I apologize.
Maura.
And Maura. Yes, I'm sorry. So. Okay, so for the survey committee, I have down the participants are Jenny Fishman, Paula Collins, Malin Contikar, Maura Egan, and Deb Delgado.
So someone just posted a question. Can someone please remind me what the objective of the survey? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Can anybody on the survey committee talk to that? Or on the proposed survey committee talk to that?
I think part of it was to look at all the questions that all of the subcommittees had created and then kind of reword them in a way it's kind of, there's some continuity in the framing of the questions.
Yeah, so each subcommittee had come up with a couple of questions that they wanted answers to, which would hypothetically support what they're working on, I would imagine is how they came up with them. or that they felt were things that they wanted to learn in the community. What we're looking for in the survey is, again, any kind of trends in issues or any kind of, something that pops out compared to something else. That we're seeing everybody that answers in the housing category is saying they've experienced X, or everybody in the safety category that's answered is saying they've experienced Y. Then we know as a task force, when we make our recommendations, that this is something that we've seen or people felt the need to come forward about. And so it should be a priority. Because we're talking about a huge,
Yeah, thanks, Paula. And that sounds right. But I thought we decided not to do open-ended questions.
We aren't.
And that they were okay. And that they were going to be very general, broad, not many, right? Because as someone, I think Malin mentioned, and it's very true, people are going to get bored, tired.
I don't think
whatever.
we decided on that. I think that was something that Malin suggested, that we have 5 questions, but we have each subcommittee came up with. So that's something that we're going to have to discuss as a subcommittee of what do we think is worth it. To me, I don't see any point of,
Okay.
a 2-question survey. We might as well not do it, in my opinion. I think each subcommittee spent a lot of time, and we should respect the time that they put in and the reason that they came up with the questions that they came up with. The only question I had was, they were very different formats. One was like answer 1 to 5, one was multiple choice. So try to come back with them. So I think as a subcommittee, what we'd do is look at what we had proposed, come back with a survey, bring it back to the general committee to take a look at, and then move forward.
Okay, let's move on with the agenda item. And I mean, you guys can talk about that and bring it back to us, but we only had that one agenda item, so we can do that. So we can take roll call on forming the new proposed, yeah.
Okay, and nobody had any other questions that were specific to why the survey team is forming?
Jenny has her hand up.
Okay, Jenny.
Oh, I didn't mean to. Maybe it was just to confirm that, yes, I'm volunteering.
Okay, perfect. Yep. All right, because I want to make sure everybody's questions get out there and answered as best as possibly can before we take the vote, so you can make an informed decision on your vote. Somebody's hand got, oh, Beth?
Yeah, I just wanted to just go back a second. So the budget that we have is not $1,000. I don't have a dollar figure. If we wanted to run off more than 1,000 copies, we would need to have it done outside of town hall.
Sorry,
like
Beth,
through the print company. That's okay. I just don't want the expectation to be a dollar figure. But if you're saying you want to run like 500 copies of the survey, that's something that can be handled in-house.
Thanks, Beth. I apologize. Yes,
No,
it was
no problem at
1,000
all.
copies. Yeah, so we had already, just to reiterate from the last meeting, we had already decided that we were moving forward with a survey as part of the not just for recommendations for a survey to be done after this proposal is submitted or our recommendations. So we are moving on forward with the survey. Now we're voting on whether or not the survey committee should be formed.
And Ruth, Malind had his hand raised, so I just want to make sure we get to him.
Yeah, just quick note that, I know we are now going to vote for, this formation of subcommittee or making it official, but I think the follow-up would be, for Val to create like a common Google folder and, other things, some admin tasks need to happen. Is that something that, like you will be talking to her? Like, how does that work? Because initially when we formed, all that was done by Jonathan and, Beth, along with Val and everybody. So just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so Valerie can still create a subfolder for the survey subcommittee. That she's still been handling all of those kinds of administration logistics, and she'll continue to do that.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, Maura?
Just a quick question. So then once this subcommittee has been formed, do they/we stay on afterwards to figure out who's doing
No,
in the next meeting, or is it like we're done?
no, yeah, you will be done with this meeting, and you guys will have to, if you want to meet this week, you'll have to immediately send Val your meeting date, which would have to be, I think, at the earliest for Friday. So a meeting date, a time, and then an agenda, and then after the meeting, send her minutes and propose your next meeting schedule. So on the agenda today, we're only voting for creating this subcommittee and then adjourning.
Can they possibly, and this is a question for Beth, if we end this meeting after the vote, can they possibly kind of unofficially meet and determine that without making it an official thing until they get the agenda in?
Are you asking if they can stay on the call later to do what? Pick a time to meet?
To pick a time to meet
Like a
and
chairperson and a clerk.
right, and to pick their officials.
So I guess, why don't we vote and make them a subcommittee? And then is everybody here that's going to be on that subcommittee?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, why don't we just pick a chair, pick a clerk, and then they'll have to email to come up with a time that they want to meet. Remember, it's okay to email one another about a meeting time. It's just not okay to deliberate. So it is fine for the subcommittee to do that and say, can we meet, Friday at 4:00? And everybody to say yes or no. Those kinds of conversations aren't considered a violation of open meeting law.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Beth.
All right. So any other last question before we go ahead and take the vote? All right. So next item on the agenda is to vote for the subcommittee to be official, and this subcommittee will be called the Survey Subcommittee. And the members of the subcommittee will be Jenny Fishman, Paula Collins, Malind Kanitkar, Maura Egan, and Deb Delgado. I'm going to go through everyone's name through roll call, and I might read names that, or folks who are absent, but just if I do, bear with me. And you will say whether or not you agree with having the subcommittee of survey formed, and you can just say yes or no when I call your name. All right. So I'll start with Helene Nguyen.
Yes, I agree.
Rajesh Belagapudi.
Agree.
Janine Sands.
Yes, I agree.
Leonora Ryan.
I agree.
Okay. Richard Petrucci.
Agree.
Zoya Mehta.
Agree.
Milind Kanitkar.
Agree.
Ruth Joyce Carr. No. Kelly Joseph.
Yes.
Alan Jarrell.
Yes, I agree.
Louise Garon.
Yes.
Yes. Jenny Fishman.
I agree.
Maura Egan.
I agree.
Deb Delgado.
I agree.
Paula Collins.
Agree.
Beth Casavant.
Aye.
Jean Budenhagen.
I agree.
Noor Ali. think she was absent. Juan Acosta,
Yes, agree.
Adiola Mbaname, I agree. And Ruth Febo.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, and did I miss anyone? No. And it looks like unanimously, we voted to vote in the subcommittee, survey subcommittee. So thanks, everyone.
Congratulations.
Congrats, guys.
Louise, we can't hear you.
I move to adjourn.
I second.
second.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Good
Night.
night.
Okay.
Seconded it. Sorry.
I think that was,
I think it Rajesh.
Yeah, it's me.
Thank you. Thank you.
oh, okay. Were we supposed to vote for,
Yeah,
It's too late now. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's too late.
It doesn't need to be the whole group that votes for it. If you guys are all still here,
okay,
just
I'm here.
We can
decide
stay
who's
on,
going
just
to
figure
do
it
it.
out, right?
Yeah, figure it out, and that way you can move ahead because you need to be making forward progress.
right.
All right, I'm going to leave you all.
Thanks,
Okay.
Beth.
Night.
Thanks, Beth.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So
Beth.
everyone else can go, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll go, and then you guys can deliberate amongst yourselves.
Yep. So I'm happy to chair if anybody.
You're gonna stay on?
No, bye.
Okay, bye, guys.
All right. Welcome, team.
All right.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm happy to help here, and you know, if you all want, you know, I'm happy to chair this this team. Or anybody else has a opinion or, you know, ideas, you know, please share. Or you want to become a chair. Yeah.
I'm happy to have you, Chair.
Me
So
too.
is that a motion?
I don't think it has to be official as a motion, does it? It's just an agreement
No.
with us. Yeah, I
All
wish
right, so-
I wish I had the time to do it, but I don't. I just, I have,
I'll
I'm like
second that motion.
overload right now. I can't, there's no way I can share.
Yeah.
No, I think that sounds
your,
great.
your expertise, I think, will be quite handy. So thank you for that.
Yes.
So we all are good at this.
So,
you know, I'm
do you
no expert.
guys, I don't even know. I don't even know what I have on my calendar Friday. Do you guys have time to meet on Friday to just?
Yeah. Oh, before the next meeting, who would be taking the minutes? You know, who can volunteer? We need one more volunteer.
Mara, you've been doing such a good job with notes on the big
Yeah.
committee.
Well, thanks. I also am chairing the other committee too, so
Oh yes, you're hanging around.
I want to share the love.
I'm secretary of the Education Subcommittee. So if someone else wants to do it,
I mean, I'll do it if nobody wants to do that. I mean, obviously.
What if we do it on a rotation?
Yeah,
Because
that's
I'm chairing another committee as well, so
that's a
I'm happy
great.
to rotate with somebody.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
rotating is good. Yeah, because it's as we all, it's kind of a pain.
Yeah, I mean, I personally hate taking notes, so like I am not the note taker in the meetings.
I always take notes
I'll do
anyway, but it's the fall in the rules part I have an issue with. In case you haven't noticed.
Well, I just with this Zoom it's more difficult than if you're finding a lot of
Sorry.
hard.
Yeah, and then if they forget, like the last big meeting, they forgot to record it. Not this past one, but the one before that I was taking notes on. So it was a little problematic. It was fine, but I was like, okay, hopefully I wrote the notes. But it's, you know, it is what it is. So I like your idea, Jenny, of rotate.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Rotate
Yeah,
joy.
let's spread the love, right?
Yes.
All right. So with that said, the next thing is like, you know, considering the time crunch that we are on, I think which day works. I know largely for most of, I don't know about your other subcommittees, but we have been like continuing on Mondays. So considering every other Monday and this meeting also, the larger meeting also pops up on Mondays, I think probably we all will be busy on Mondays. So any other day, I don't know other days how.
Well, does it need to be evenings, or can anybody do, like, even if we did like a half an hour meeting on Friday, just to get us going and look at, I'd like to just start, sort of look at those questions and just lay those out in terms of, okay, this is what we have.
Can I
Yeah, I
ask?
mean,
Yeah,
do we
I
even
have
have that
flexibility in my
collectively?
schedule because I'm working from home anyways. So, I can carve off a half hour here, 45 minutes there, no problem.
Yeah, it really depends on the day of the week for me because my work schedule is all over the place, depending on what my students need. And then I also babysit. But I do have flexibility during the week. So it really depends on the day and the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with any day after 5:30.
So evenings only for you.
Unfortunately.
All right, so that pushes us to next week because no one wants to meet on Friday night, I would imagine.
Well, we could. I mean, maybe we should just do a quick Friday night. Let's just get it going. Half an hour meeting just to kind of say,
Yeah,
do something
I'm fine with that.
for half an hour.
So you want to do like Friday
Friday.
at 5:30? So Malin, you said 5:30 or later, right, for you?
Yeah, I mean Friday probably I can prepone it considering it's Friday. Like 4:30 or 5 o'clock if that works.
Deb, where's that put you with your schedule Friday afternoon? Like we did like 4:30.
4:30 would work. 4:30, 5:30. Friday is okay. I have something at 1:30, but that's it on Friday.
Okay, so does 4:30 work?
Yeah, so let's do 4:30. I think they said it in the meeting minutes from that. You know what? We could just email one of the all the subcommittee chairs to ask them if they can each send an email their questions. I can put it all. Let me see if I can put it all together into one document of what all the questions are, so we can just look at it.
Right. I think
Yeah.
we just have to put together an agenda and the date and send it to Val for tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
First thing so that she can post it.
Yep, I'll send it across, and then I'll make sure that your email. Obviously, your emails are there with her, but then I'll just mention that who the team is, so that she can distribute that, and she can make a script for me.
All right, so the agenda is going to be that we're going to look at the questions that we already have, right, and assess how ridiculous that will be in terms of, is it too much, is it too little, what do we,
Yeah, and I think I know this
how we
one
wanna
question keeps coming up, is like, what is the purpose? So I think it will be good for us as a team to kind of formulate one unified answer saying like, this is why we are doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's not invalid question, because there are people, everybody's context is different. So I think we can formulate that. So we can put it like, what is the purpose of the agenda? And these are the questions that came along. And if they are toying the similar lines, probably it will allow us to kind of merge some of them.
Yeah.
And then we can discuss about, how are we going to measure the answer, right? Because we need a unified scale to, basically measure those responses. Otherwise, analyzing the results will become really, really tough. I think if we come up with those benchmarks first and then kind of start formulating those questions and putting it together, I think it will be good. What do you say?
Yeah.
That makes sense. And I actually have some resources through work because my department works closely with our Office of Survey Research, so I can pull in some of those tools.
That's awesome.
Great.
Perfect. All right, so the agenda would be, kind of formulating the purpose of the survey, create, measuring how, create a strategy to measure the answers, and then, review the questions that have been already collected. Paula, was it part of the data team that you had received those?
I think are they
Sorry.
in? Sorry.
I had people talking in the background. What did you ask me? Sorry.
So did you receive those, questions from different teams as
No,
part of the data team?
I think they're in the meeting minutes or the recording of that meeting that we went around, that each subcommittee said what they wanted to do.
Right. It may be saved on the drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Just go in and I'm just going to go in and try and find it. And if not, ask each subcommittee to resend their, because what subcommittee, is everybody here on different subcommittees? Maybe I'll do it really easy.
Yeah, I am on
You're on employment, right?
employment. Yeah.
And I'm education, and Deb is education also.
And I'm housing.
So the only one we're missing is health, right? Health and safety.
Oh, that's combined? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of questions, I think.
One of them had a lot of questions and they were very detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think we're just gonna have to simplify them. But well, that's all for another day. So we're not officially on our meeting. But I think we have a good start for Friday.
Yeah.
I think the simpler we keep it, the quicker we can get it just out. I think the key is to get it out. And I guess we should also talk about Friday. Let's also put on the agenda to talk about paper versus not.
Yeah.
Just so we can just decide what we're going to do there and get back to Beth on what we need for a budget if we're going to do that.
So how much time? I know we are like kind of now going through, like all our ideas now. Considering we are trying to put a quick meeting, how long can we spend on Friday to talk about? Because we already talked about 4 items and they're pretty big.
And I was going to add another one.
If we start at 4:30,
Go ahead,
I'd say
Jenny.
do it let's do an hour meeting and see what happens.
Let's do an hour, but I think it would be good for us to draft a timeline.
Yeah.
That would be good. Yes.
I think so too. So
Can you guys each send me the questions from your committee, and then I'll put them all together into one, or we can put them, because we don't have that Google Drive yet, right? We don't have the Google Docs space yet. If you send them to me, then and I can just put my email in the chat. Or you should all have it, but I think it's on the drive. But whatever.
I think also it might be worth reaching out to the chairs to see if they've already done that. They may have them already.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If everybody talks to the chair of their committee,
no,
you can just grab them.
You mean Ruth and Adiola? Is that what you mean?
Correct. Yep.
I'll check. I don't know that they've organized them, but I'll check first before I do duplicate effort. I'm a work smart, not hard girl, so not a big fan of redoing at work.
Right.
Okay. So we got a plan. We're good. We got a plan.
Okay. So
Right.
Melinda, you're going to send the agenda to Valerie?
Yes. Yeah, I have a meeting for our employment subcommittee now. So I have to run, but then I'll send out the agenda either tonight or tomorrow morning so that, Val has it, and then, it has that 3-day thing. So Friday, 4:30, 1 hour with the agenda items purpose, discussing the purpose, come up with a, measurable scale for the data points, review the questions. And then 4th one, Jenny, I missed your question.
Create a timeline.
Create timeline. Yes. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Nice.
See you Friday.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.